So, you want to create a stinger? Well, go to your local Blockbuster and go ahead and rent that movie called The Bee Movie. Yep, that's a classic right there. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we are back once again taking a look at how to create a stinger. We've done this before. Stinger's basically a transition as to where you can transition between two different scenes. A lot of streamers use them, a lot of YouTubers use them. They're very, very cool. I like them a lot. So let's go ahead and get started. We've done one of these like this before, I said, but we're doing another one because there's so many different possibilities, and you guys love motion graphics. So, let's get started today. I'm going to go ahead and drag a box over top of the default cube and the lamp. Hit delete on the keyboard. There we go. We can hit Shift A and search for a mesh. The first thing I want to do is I kind of want to add in a little bit of a shine effect. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the plane. So we're going to make a nice little background here. So I don't want to use the actual background because it's going to be transparent. So we'll hit RX. And then on the numpad, we'll hit 90 to rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees. I'll hit enter to confirm that. Click and drag the middle mouse button, so the scroll wheel, and then you can pan around there like that. Hit S to scale this bad boy up, and I'm going to select our camera. Left click to confirm that, by the way. I'm going to select our camera and hit Alt-G to clear the location and put it back to the center, and hit Alt-R to clear the rotation, sorry. Hit RX once again, and then 90 on your numpad. Hit enter to confirm that, so it's now facing forward, and then hit GY to move it back behind the plane. Hit 0 to go into the camera's view, and now we're all set up. Now, with this plane, I wanted to fill out the entire camera space, so hit S to scale it up until it's out of the camera's view, and hit X to scale on the x-axis, so now it's covering up the whole thing, so now we can't see the background at all, which is good. So go to the material tab here, hit this little drop down and select material, and we'll go ahead and I'm going to use emission for all of these because I want these to be solid colors. So we'll change this surface from principal BSDF to emission. There you go. And now when we go to render viewport shade, you can see that this is a solid white color, but it's kind of off-white. So let's go to the main tab here, go to color management, and then go to filmic. And then make sure that you have this set not on filmic but on standard. So now it's actually white. There you go. Instead of whatever that is. Yep, nice. Cool. So let's go ahead. And now we have that done. I want to move the camera back maybe a little bit more. So G, Y, left click, and then 0. Make this a little bit bigger. Hitting S. There you go. Now what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and make it so that so because it's a stinger, we have to transition between two different scenes, which means this has to be transparent before we get into things. So it has to start off transparent, then it has to end transparent. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit Shift A, and we're going to search for a circle. Before we do anything, before we click anywhere, before we go anywhere, I'm going to hit this Add Circle button and change it from nothing to Ngon. And now you can see the circle actually has like polygons and whatever inside, you know. Now we're done with that. Let's go to the material tab, hit new, and now we can change this from principal BSDF to the holdout shader, which is right there, my favorite material. Let's go to the main tab once again, go to film, check transparent, and now you can see that everything is now transparent, that is in the background, and also the holdout shader is making this little half circle transparent. Now let's fix this. It's kind of jagged on the edge. So let's go ahead and change this, add a subdivision surface by going to the material modifier right here, and go to modifier, subdivision surface, and then maybe bump that up to 2 actually. There you go. So 2 on that. Chew on that, will you? Hit RX and then 90 on the numpad to rotate it again. Hit enter, and now because it's going to glitch through because it's on the same exact spot that the plane is, let's hit GY to move this up a little bit so it's like ahead of the plane there. Looks good. Hit 0 back into the camera's view. Now you can see that this circle is there, which what we're going to do now is I'm going to make it so that the circle goes up and gets rid of all of the plane like that. So let's go ahead and start animating this. I want to open up our timeline a little bit. Change our start frame to 0. There we go. Let's go to the main tab, the second main tab, the scene tab here, and change the frame rate from 24 to 60, so it's nice and smooth. You love to see it. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to maybe the 20th frame. Hit I scale just so we have a keyframe where it's big, and then hit go back to the first frame, which is 0. Hit S 0 to scale it to 0, and basically get rid of it. Hit I scaling, and now when you see we play this, it'll zoom up, but now it's not how I want it to go. So let's go ahead and make it I think I want to make this continuous, so let's go ahead and actually pull this to select this keyframe here on 20, and then hit G, move it to maybe 50. Yeah, I like that. Move it to 50. But what I want to do is I'm gonna hit S, and then we'll make it as big as the entire camera's view. So hit I, scale. Now we're gonna have to move this out some more to maybe 100. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. It looks good. But we have to flip this though. So let's go ahead and grab the first frame. I almost messed it up. Let's go ahead and go to the first frame, which is 0, and we'll put this one on 100, and we'll put the one that was on 100 on 0 because it has to be transparent, and then go to the white. So it'll zoom in this time. So it'll go down like this, like that. Nice. I want this one to go faster actually. So this one will go faster, maybe 20 frames. Maybe not 20. Maybe 50 frames, and then on the 40th frame we'll hit do like this and move it up a little bit. Yeah. So it gets like, so it's not that much movement. So basically on the 0 frame we have it fully gone. On 40 we have it about this size, and then on 50 we have it all the way down so that it kind of like slowly goes into it and then just like zooms out. It might be a little bit too fast. So hit G to move these. Just drag a box over top and hit G. You can move both of them at the same time. I want to go a little bit slower than that. Maybe pull this back here. No. It's better before. A lot of tweaking, obviously. That looks good. We'll keep that. That's nice. I like that. So now what we're going to do is I want to go ahead and do the end of this. So I'll change this keyframe into 300 instead of 250. And then we'll go ahead and grab the last keyframe that we have here on 75. Hit Shift D, duplicate that. Put that on 280, sorry, and then move the one that we have on 0, which is all the way transparent, and then hit Shift D, duplicate that, and put it on 300. So now we have this, but that's way too fast. So let's put that on 260 actually. Maybe still slower. There we go. So now we have this where it kind of like zooms in. There you go. Now it's all white, and zoom back out. And now that's the transition. Okay, cool. So in the meantime, while this is white, of course, then you do the transition stuff. I think actually I want to do a quick stinger actually. So you might actually move this all the way in. So it just is just the transition between. Nothing really happens in the meantime. So maybe we'll do like this and make it a lot shorter. Yeah, maybe even shorter. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm gonna do that. So we'll leave the in frame on 200 actually. So now it's much shorter. So it kind of goes in, white, and then comes back out, and then it repeats. Okay, cool. So that's very simple. So the time that we have between frame 75 and frame 140 is the only time that we have to actually do any animation, anything you want to do inside of the transition, because after that it'll go back to the game or back to whatever video you're making, whatever the transition is transitioning between, the different scenes, the different whatever. So I want to change this from white because I don't want it to be white, so we'll go ahead and change this color to maybe I want to do like a darker color maybe? Maybe like a darker blue, perhaps? Nah, it needs to be nice and bright. It needs nice and bright. We might actually do white, perhaps. Yeah, let's do a different color than white. Let's do like this, like a yellowy mustard kind of thing like that, and then we'll use like a blue asset or something. Let's say you have like some sort of logo. So let's add an image real quick. Images planes. Let's go ahead and actually enable this because you might not have it enabled. So go up to edit preferences, and then make sure you have it enabled by going ahead and searching for image. There you go. Import images as planes. Make sure that check is on. You can close that. Hit Shift A, search images planes, and then we'll search for the image that we want to open up here. So I found the image that I want to go ahead and use here, which is this image right here, which is of course my logo. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have alpha checked, use alpha, and I'm also going to make sure that we have emit checked, so it has the emission shader on it, which is what I want. Let's go ahead and hit use image as planes. Nice. And as you can see, when this loads in, now we have my logo, which is very cool. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to change the colors so it's all white. You could do that in an image editing program, just make all the colors white before you imported the image, but I want to do that here. So let's go ahead and actually open up our put our cursor in the top left until it turns into a plus, click and drag, and then split our windows into two. change this left one, hit this little button right here to the shader editor, and now you can see we have the image set up here, which is nice and dandy. But what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and make it so that the base color is not the color of the image. Alright, so basically what we're going to do here is we're going to take all of these nodes. I'm going to split these apart a little bit. What we're going to do is, because I want to change this color from the color that we have to like all white, you could do this like I said earlier in a different program, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it this way. I came up with a super easy way to do it. I was trying to figure out a way to do it that was the simplest way, and this is easily the simplest way. I'm just trying to make it white. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect the emission from the color, and I'm going to change the emission value from black all the way to white. That's the easiest way to make something solid white if you want to. Now if you want to make it a different color, that's a different story. Let's go ahead and just make it a different color. As you can see, we can just change all the colors to any color that you want. So it's just, that's the easiest way to do it. I was trying to come up with a way to do it, but this is literally the easiest way. Just unhook that and just change the emission value. So I want to make this maybe blue, because this yellow and some kind of blue goes really well together, but I just have to get the right color blue. I also have to make it the right shade as well. I think that looks kind of cool. I really like the yellow and the blue together, so let's go ahead and do that. Maybe purple might look cool as well. Let me copy this hex real quick just in case I don't like it. Purple looks good too, but I really want to do the blue vibes. Alright, cool. Let's put our cursor back up at the top, and we'll just click and drag this little thing until it goes away. Drag to the left there. Now, with this logo, I'm going to hit S to scale it up a little bit, and maybe play this. We'll see what we can do here. I want to make it so that we have to also move this up so it's not on the same plane. So hit GY, move it up a little bit. Move it up above the holdout shader as well. So let's go ahead and... Is it far enough away? Let's move it far enough away so we can rotate it. I want to rotate this actually. So we'll rotate it until it comes in about right here, I believe. Maybe we'll do like this, like a weird rotation. Like, yeah, okay. So on frame 80, we'll hit rotation. Then on frame 60, we'll zoom in and hit double tap R here. And kind of rotate this until you can't see it anymore. Just scrolling all the way. Double tap R and then just hold down Shift. And you can rotate it in a very small fraction. There you go. Now you can't even barely see that. You can't literally see it at all. Okay, nice. So we have that going, which looks good. Now I'm gonna go back to the logo, hit I, rotation, and now just in case you can see it, we'll hit I, scale, and then on frame 50 we'll hit S0 I, scale. Now let's go ahead and play this. You can see I'll turn my overlays off. Play this. You can see this what happens. Comes down like that, rotates in, which looks cool. I want to have this happen earlier, so let's move this all up by 10 frames. And I want this to go out some more. Yeah. Maybe actually snappier than that. Maybe snappier actually. Hold on, let's grab the circle as well, the holdout circle that is actually wiping everything away, and let's make this snappier too. Make that 10 frames instead. I kind of like that. Maybe less. It's just trial and error, guys. You know how it goes. I want to maybe make this a little bit bigger, and then it'll be even snappier when it comes in. So scale, and then move it back maybe by a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. It's like that kind of snaps in, and then this snaps in afterwards. Let's move it back some more. So I want to go snap, snap, boom, and then boom. So snap, snap. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So now I do want to do something kind of weird here. So when the logo comes in, I want this to be blue, but only on top of the yellow. I want this to be white before it comes in. Oh, maybe we can make it yellow, actually. I take that back. Okay, cool. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my overlays back on. With the logo selected, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate that. I'm going to hit GY to move it up, like this. And then, because this is on different place now, it's going to look like the perspective is off. You can see, look, I can't speak. The perspective is off. Holy jeez. Let's go ahead and go to the camera. And then change the perspective, the type in the camera tab here from perspective to orthographic. So then that'll make it easier to to do this because there is no perspective difference depending on how close or far something is from the camera. You'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to change the orthographic scale up so that it is how we had it before. There we go. Now with the second logo selected, the one in front, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the material tab here, and I'm going to change the color. Let's go ahead and go to, can I do it from here? I can. Do the emission right here. To the emission, let's change this to the yellow color. So let's go ahead and go to the yellow background. Select that. Go to hex. Click in there. Control C a couple times. Make sure you got it. Go back to this front one, and then we'll change this to the hex that we just got. So Control V. We'll hit enter on that, and then you can see. Oh no, that's the base color. I messed up. Go down to emission, then Control V. There you go. Oh, we need to change. Okay, we need to change the material. It's the same material. So let's go ahead and hit this little 2 button. That's my bad. We'll call this one yellow, and then we'll do the same thing. So emission. Control V, enter. Now this front one is yellow. Now you can see it's not exactly the same color yellow because Blender has a difficult time of helping me get the same color when I even copy the hex value. So let's go ahead and just darken it just a wee bit, and we'll add a little bit yellow in there. That's probably as close as I'm going to get it. There you go. That's so close to how it was before. There you go. It basically disappears. Cool. Now we have that done. Let's go ahead and now when the other one comes in, I want the blue one to be not visible yet. So I'm going to get rid of all of the animation information that we have here, all the animation keyframes we have for the blue one. So hit delete on that. And then actually, wait, let's go ahead and delete. There we go. Now with the yellow one, I want the yellow one to disappear when the circle comes and touches it. So right here, it needs to be gone. So I'm going to hit I scaling, and then go over 1 keyframe to 78, and then hit S0, and then left click to confirm, hit I scale, and now it's gone. But the blue one, I want the blue one to also do the opposite. So it needs to be gone before that pops up. So it needs to appear on frame 78. So let's go ahead and go to frame 78 and hit I scale, then go backwards 1 frame, hit S0, and then hit I scale. And now we have the blue one gone until it touches. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Play that. Comes in, boom, and it's blue as soon as it touches. And then when it comes back, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So the first frame where it's gone, where it should not be there, is this one right here. So let's go ahead and grab both these keyframes, hit Shift D to duplicate them, and then put this frame. So put 170. Yeah, there we go. So we have to flip them though. So this the first keyframe over here needs to be the last keyframe over here. So we have it on scale, fully scaled, and then we go over 1 frame and then scale to 0. There you go. And then the same thing with the other logo, the yellow one. So let's go ahead and grab that one now, which I believe is this one. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So let's grab this one. Let's grab these 2 keyframes once again. We'll move them over. I don't know where this goes though. About right here, yeah. So what is it? 153. Okay, so go to 153, hit G to move these over. There you go. And now when we go move it over, there you go. So now that keyframe, the yellow one isn't there. All of a sudden, next frame, boom, it's there. Cool. Now, when we play this, it looks like this. So let's go ahead and play this. Now that we have the other one done, comes back. There you go. You love to see it. So I think this is a very cool. I think is there something actually wrong? This might be something wrong here actually. Boom. Oh, it's there. That's why. Okay, I'm off by 1 frame. I thought it looked weird. Okay, let's move all this over by 1 frame because it's all too late. The blue pops in late. There we go. Instant change. There you go. It looked weird for a minute. I was like, what's happening? Okay, cool. Play this. Comes in. Goes out. There you go. That's what I want. Okay, nice. I'm going to turn viewport denoising off as well. All right, cool. So that's basically all that I wanted to do. Now, of course, we have to go ahead and get rid of the logo once again. So let's go ahead and go back to the original yellow one, the one that rotates. And then we'll just, once again, click and drag over top of these keyframes, hit Shift D to duplicate them, pull them all over here, and then we'll have to reverse every single one of them. So let's go ahead and put them maybe about right here. And then I'll put this one. We need to put this one here, and then leave the one in the center alone. So I'll go ahead and move this one over, put that there, hit G, move them up. There we go. So now it rotates away. Very good. You love to see it. So this is basically what we have now. Comes in, goes out, rotates away. And that is our stinger. Very, very cool stuff. Very simple stinger as well. I do want to do that shine though, the really quick shine over top of everything, and we have a good chunk of space here where nothing's happening, so I think it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and hit Shift A to search one more time for a plain RX90 GY to move it up above everything like that, even over top of the logo. Hit SX to scale it on the X axis, make it a little bit thinner. SZ to scale it up, and then we'll go ahead and hit RY to rotate it like this. There you go. So it's like, diagonal. Then we'll go to the material tab, hit new, principal BSDF to emission, and then now we're looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this off the side of the camera by hitting GX and moving it over there. Now I want this to come in approximately maybe like right here on frame 90. So hit I location, and then I'll maybe on frame 130. It'll be like here. And then on frame 150, it'll be all the way off the screen. There you go. So now we have this. The shine comes across. Looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and go to the camera tab here and go to viewport display and turn passerpar 2 all the way up, so we can't see anything that's not in the camera's view. So hit play again. Comes in. Shine goes across. The shine is too slow, so let's go ahead and fix that. Let's move all this over by maybe 10 frames. Play it again. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Now, something looks weird with this one still over here. I can't tell what it is. It's supposed to go away. It feels like it feels like the timing on it is wrong, but it's not though. Maybe it's because the second one is so much faster when it leaves, I guess, perhaps. Doesn't really stop. Doesn't really snap in, so it kind of just like goes out, which is a little strange. So let's maybe actually fix that. Let's go ahead and actually do like this. No, that's not it. Pull it up about maybe that small, and then we'll have 10 frames where it just all of a sudden just goes out like that. Turn overlays back on real quick. All right, this scaling is all wrong. Okay, I scale, we'll scale it down. I scale. Now, like I said, I want to make it so that this is a little bit more snappy because it looks kind of strange. So we'll do something like this. Something's off. Scale, and then we'll have this one. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, we'll put this. Okay, I've made a mistake. We'll hit G to move this one over here, like that, so it comes up, and then we'll duplicate it again, so it just stays there at that size. There you go. Now it is off because it's the wrong timing. Now, okay, so now we have to move all these keyframes over once again. Let's move this to here, so that one there, and the second logo we'll also have to move to that keyframe. So now the circle comes up right there, stays in that spot, maybe gets a little bit bigger, like that. I scale. There we go. So now this is what we have. A lot of like little tweaks and stuff. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, I love that. Okay, cool. Yeah, it feels much more snappy, much more poppy. Very cool. Very cool. So that is that's basically that. You can add another shine as well by just grabbing the shine here, and then hitting Shift D to duplicate that, and then selecting all the keyframes down here and just moving them over by a little bit. I'm also going to hit S and double tap X to make it a little bit thinner, so it's not exactly the same. Let's go ahead and hit play on this again. And you can see this is the final stinger here. Looks pretty cool. I think I maybe want to move these keyframes a little closer because they're a little bit too far away, I suppose. Like that. Still a gap between them, but it's a big enough one. There you go. All right, cool. So this is the final render here. I hope you guys, ladies and gentlemen, enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. But until then, bye bye.